spirit chats or spirit talks.
Actually, could get my lighter.
Whatever comes in, comes in. Right? I got my
Yeah.
right here too.
Right. That's what I'm like, hold on. I usually have the lighter right here, but for some reason it was on the other side of the room. Oh, Lord.
All right. What kind of instant holder you got?
I don't have no instant holder.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have nothing. I just been using shit to hover it over, you know?
My daughter bought that for me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna use it.
I don't even know. I think moving around so much between LA, Jersey, down here, that shit probably in Jersey somewhere. My actual instant holder. That's just nowhere in Texas. Like, I'll have to buy another one eventually, right? When I get settled in where.
Right. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. So, all right. We got our incense. We got our breath. And just to let y'all know, as you can see, it's Naomi's light and it's sunny.
Hey, y'all.
Okay. This is my guest for today, our guest for each other, because we just doing a collab.
Yeah, a spontaneous collab, and that this was not
Okay.
planned. This was not planned, just so y'all know.
It was like, hey girl, what you doing? Bored. Okay.
Right, feeling the same emotion. So, right, maybe this, somebody is feeling the same, you know, pressure, or I feel like a pressure cooker. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what came to mind. It feels like a pressure cooker right now, for sure.
For sure. That's what I was just, my daughter came in the room and she was like, Mom, what's the matter? Because I was just taking deep breaths. And she's like, what's the matter? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like antsy. I feel like I'm just, all the emotions are there and I don't know how to just let them go. It's like, I want to run, I want to walk, I want to hike, I want to sleep, I want to do everything at one time. So it's like, I don't know.
Right. I felt like that today. I'm like, okay, let me send this email. Let me send this message. Okay, let me finish this on my laptop. And then I'm like, okay, right, I want to go for a walk, but I want to sleep. Right. But right, it seemed like nothing, none of that, nothing, right. Nothing is going as planned. Nothing
Right.
is planned.
And it doesn't feel like the pressure is being relieved. So it was like, you know what? We both said we want to go live, but we don't know what we're going to go live about. So I had the little stinky idea. I was like, well, wait a minute. I think I can have guests on StreamYard.
I might have to download this app StreamYard then, because I always wondered how people did their collabs and stuff on YouTube. Like, I don't know. So this is good. I'm learning something new today. I'm learning something
Okay.
new today.
So I was like, well, let's get on together. Let's see what happens, what Spirit has to do, what Spirit has to say. So everybody knows I like to start off with an opening prayer. I don't like to do anything without prayer in and our spirit guides to be around us, protecting us as we're going into the spirit realm and as we journey back out. So I like to do the 3 breath method. It's you breathe in the love that you feel for yourself and breathe out that emotion. The second one is the love that you have for your family and breathe out whatever negative emotion about that. And then the third one is to breathe in the love that you have for the world and all the negative emotion that you have about that. And then I go into an opening prayer and then we can just do whatever comes.
Right. All right now.
Thank you, Father God, Allah, Abba, Buddha, Teo, whatever it is that you call your higher power. Give them thanks today. through all the things that we've been through throughout our time here on earth, we just want to give him thanks for waking us up again today. No matter what strife we feel in our bodies, no matter what we're going through in our minds, we're just asking for the Lord to be an open vessel, for us to be an open vessel for the Lord today, and for us to be able to bring whatever words of camaraderie and whatever words of encouragement that we can to the masses, knowing that we are individuals, but we are all connected and we all feel kind of the same way at some of the times together. We're just asking right now that we'll be able to relieve some of the pressures of the world with whatever comes through. I'm asking that our archangel, spirit guides, guardian angels, and spirit animals to come into the building and surround us in their protective bubble. I'm also asking our ancestors to come in with their knowledge, their courage, their wisdom, and their strength. I'm asking Archangel Michael to stand before us with his protection. I'm asking Archangel Raphael to stand to our left with the healing. Archangel Uriel to stand behind us with the wisdom, and Archangel Hanael to stand to our right for our feminine wise and power. Sunny, if there's anybody that you would like to call in, you can go ahead and call them in at this time.
I would like to call on our ancestors, those who watch over us daily and protect us. Call on the divine feminine energy, the universal divine feminine energy as we gather here in our sisterhood. Isis is coming to mind right now. So I would like to call in her energy as well as Yemoja and Oshun as we commune here as sisters and share the light of the Most High with those who are in tune right now or who may watch this in the future. Ashe, amen.
Ashe, amen, namaste. It's so funny because right when you said Isis in the building, Yemiya came in. I was like, okay. And then you said Yamaja. I was like, okay, so we feeling it right there.
Right. So clearly I'm gonna have to pull from this Isis deck when it's time because that just was, I don't think I've ever not that I've never called on her, but not no, I don't think it's been in this way, like during a communion in this way. So, but it's necessary though, so it makes sense.
Right. That's what I was like, hold on, wait a minute. She said, hold on, wait a minute. I was just about to say the same thing when she was
We here. That's so interesting.
She just dropped in. And then with all of the blue that I'm seeing blue and yellow everywhere.
I don't know why, right? And then I think I've only worn blue eyeshadow like a handful of times in my life. And today, right, I didn't go nowhere. Spirit like, oh, just put your blue eyeshadow on your blue dress. And I'm like, okay, all right, we here with the blue.
And then we got the Queen of Cups.
Oh, gang, hey.
All that blue. So I'm like, okay.
gang, Scorpio gang in the building. No, as you were praying though, I had an epiphany. Like my horoscope this morning said something like, oh, like you're gonna be asked to, like not asked, maybe I don't know if that's a term I use, like, oh, you're gonna pretty much be asked to take lead or whatever, like you're not expecting it or you're not looking to, like maybe you're looking to hide away, but you're gonna be asked to like step in and lead type of thing. And then I was just shaking my head because I had an epiphany. I'm like, this is June, right? You're like, you're gonna be seen. It was something along the lines like you're gonna be seen more than maybe you want or expected today. And then while you were praying, I had an epiphany. I'm like, here we are, because I wasn't planning on going alive.
Look, and then the other funny part about it was yesterday during my reading that I had for myself, it said that I will be coupling up with a younger feminine energy, most likely a Scorpio.
That's mad specific. What app you using? That's so specific.
No, girl, I wasn't using no app. You know what I was using? Oh. Hold on, let me get him. Hold on.
I was gonna say what you was just channeling. This is so funny. Oh wow! I don't know if I've seen that deck before.
I was using my Black Moon astrology deck.
I don't know if I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. That's mad specific. But here we are.
Ooh, excuse me. Look.
Already.
Already, girl. See, I already had mixed them up. But yeah, they tell you they have everything. They tell you about like Saturn returns, and they tell you about the planets, and then they also tell you about the houses and the zodiac signs.
Wow. I
So I
feel
was
like
like,
I didn't know that was the name or the deck or the case. Like I feel like I've seen those actual cards on that you show. Look at this. You can't make this up. First card, Goddess of 10,000 names, but it has these three. Oh wait, camera. Trying to get the angles right. It's a communion of women here.
yep, almost like the Three of Pentacles or the Three of Cups.
Isis, endless emanation of the priestess. So right, this talks about like the different faces of yourself, right? The different levels and aspects in what's the word I'm looking for? Not confining. That's not the word. It's a specific word, like not compartmentalizing. That's what it not compartmentalizing yourself or hiding parts of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times when this card comes out, it also is right a sisterhood or a gathering or some sort of communion or even a celebration of some sort.
That is so crazy. They was like, okay now.
Right.
And then that's funny because you've been talking a lot about this Leo card, and Leo shows up. Talking
That
about
is so
some, yeah,
funny.
I will.
Leo, you know what? And I love me some Leos too.
They say that they're a good match for Sagittarius. So I'm like, okay.
I could see that for sure.
I
can
don't
see
know.
that.
That's kind of scary. You have somebody strong-willed and then a free spirit. It's like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, they can have a hold on you. They can do that for sure.
I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so let's see. So this Leo energy, it says it is better to look over than look sorry, it's better to be looked over than overlooked.
Mm.
It's better to be looked over than overlooked.
Huh. That's interesting.
That has me a little speechless
No, me too.
from what we was talking about earlier on. It was like, you know, what we were talking about earlier on, where, you know, people were not coming through with what they were saying. And it was like, okay, being looked over, meaning they're checking you out instead of not overlook counting you out.
So you feel like maybe it's right. So now that you said it like that, I'm taking it as right. Once again, to me, it's like a pending. Like, well, you send in an application, right? And there's a deadline, but maybe you sent it a little early, or maybe you sent it right that last day, right when it was due at midnight or 11:59 p.m. or whatever when it was due. But at the end of the day, they have like 1,100 other applications to look, and it's not to say that you're not going to get it, but like there's a just like you had to go through a process to get to that point, they have to go through a process. So it's like maybe right there's something behind the scenes that is going on that you're not aware of per se. And so right, the anxiety of college applications for anybody who applied to college or went to college or know what that process is like, or applies to anything really, apartments, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
That anxiety of waiting is uncomfortable. And then that's what it's been feeling the last week in general, just very uncomfortable. And uncomfortability breeds growth, right? Right. When we talk about plants, right, growth, right? When you plant a seed, right? I know
Mm-hmm.
June has a green thumb. Anybody, I feel like that vibe with me and June here, you probably have a green thumb, or you're gonna start having a green thumb because that's just what the type time we on. But when you plant a seed, right, you got the soil, water, sun, whatever. Right. It's depending on, what you grow in. The time frame is different, but I'm sure if the seed had eyes and a personality down there, it's dark down there. I
Mm-hmm.
can't see nothing. I don't know where I'm going and growing. I don't know. We gonna grow this way. We grow. We going straight up. I don't even know where I'm at right now. Somebody just put me here. Like,
Right?
it's uncomfortable being in the dark, not knowing. Especially for me as a Scorpio, like we just want to know everything. We want to know all the details. Being so intuitive is like we usually know, and so to be in that period of the unknown is very testing. I've been feeling that energy, like I need to know. I need to know.
And that's me like being an Aquarius rising. It's like I need to know. I need to have straight up, blunt out facts. Don't be leaving me in the cold. Don't be leaving me behind screens. I need to see. I need to know. I need to feel. I need to understand it now.
Right.
So it's like, okay. Again, here we go with that crazy ass patience.
I, I don't be wanting to hear that word, but I guess spirit is like, I don't care what you want to hear. I don't care like you want it now.
We are not JG Wentworth. You cannot have it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
Oh my God. Okay. So the card that came up is the Heart of the Sky. And it says, the Heart of the Sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, the artist, all guided by the heart of the sky. Set your intuition, set your intentions ethically and clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. Didn't we just talk about this a little bit too?
Allow the universe to take care of the details. That's just everything we just said. Everything we just said. Right. Do you trust the universe? Do you have faith?
Do you have faith?
Do you have it?
And what do I always say? You only need faith of a mustard seed, right?
Right. Speaking of seeds. Speaking of seeds. Right. That whole conversation we had earlier before going live, when I'm like, right, I prayed for this thing and it showed up, but now, right. So you asking me to be like, girl, you pray for, are you gonna trust me with the process even though it's not looking? Or is that what it is? Because right, why would I deliver you from one thing to bring the thing that you asked in just to play with you like that?
Exactly. You know, we just talked about this. I was like, hold on, you had me here for a year sitting on my hands, twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, what? What?
Right.
We have to go through this growth period. And that growth period really has to do with how much are you trusting God? How much are you trusting spirit? How much are you listening for the answers and not just trying to do? Remember yesterday we talked about that in the live. The live was allowing it to come to you.
Right. Surrender. That word's been coming up so much. Surrender. Oh Lord. And it's like every time you think you surrender, right? You okay, right. I gave this up, gave that up, threw this away, threw that up, got rid of this person, blocked this person. It's like, you want me to get rid of more? I don't even got nothing no more. you want me to get rid of more?
Okay. You
It's
want me to
like,
go? No, wait a minute. My
this the
was you
only
want me to
thing I
get rid of
got.
my transportation? Wait a minute. How what?
You want me to get rid of what?
For how long, God? For how long? Okay. So this is the funny part because the medicine for that card, it says you may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have done it all alone.
Whew.
This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison you are making. This is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant.
You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. Right. When you surrender.
And what have we been doing? We've been holding on to thoughts. We've been holding on to, like you said, people. We've been holding on to the anticipation instead of just allowing.
Right. And
Just
then
slap
this
me all in my
card
face.
here, right. Wings of Isis uniting with the angelic self. right? So when you're letting go, right, this time of surrender, this time of solitude, uncomfortability, that unification of the masculine and feminine energy within self. But right, with this combination, the goddess of 10,000 names and uniting with yourself, that's like
really being an open vessel. It's like, yo, you seeing all facets of yourself within people and within yourself. So it's like, what you gonna do with it?
stay true and be in your power is the last card. Stay true and be in your power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of Divine Authority. So
And
once
that's
again, right, not dimming yourself, but not right. I guess also not beating yourself up, right, because of this period of growth and patience and surrender, right, which I feel like we've discussed behind the scenes, right? Just it is a subconscious beating up of oneself, like, right, what am I doing wrong? That question we kept asking, what am I doing wrong?
mm-hmm.
Who said you were doing anything wrong? And it's good though to ask the question because that shows, right? I feel like when people ask that question, it does show a certain level of awareness. Like, right, I want to be a better person, or right, I don't want to be stuck on this hamster wheel. Like, I want to know what I'm doing to, that might not be so conducive, that where I can remove those thoughts or patterns, beliefs, and actions so I can propel myself forward. But sometimes, right, I think sometimes it's the integration. It seems like there might be an integration going on, right? When I see this card too with the three, like there's an integration. They're combining these three women together because they all bring three different things or more to the table. And without each other, whatever they're bringing into fruition wouldn't be what it is supposed to be magically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it might be this period of pause for like integration. Like, okay, you learned these lessons, right? You can't just jump up and go, go, go. Like, I need you to process the lesson. I need you to understand. I need you to take the time. I need you to surrender. And so, right, stop questioning. Right, allow. Like you said, that word allow.
Look. So we all that. The next card up is the Wild Woman.
That's so funny. Divine feminine energy in the building.
Okay. It was like, you see her, she's just being herself, her natural true self in her natural true element. She's not letting nothing that anything in the past hold her back, and she's not really worried about what's going to come in the future. She's here, she's in the present, and she's allowing herself to be. And it says, when the Wild Woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out to engage in the world. This is a symbol that your long-held dreams is beginning to take root and wants to be expressed. Didn't we just say when we plant those seeds, they'll start to grow?
Right.
Your authentic self doesn't fit in a box. It needs freedom to shine. It's time to it's time to have courage and step into the light. The Wild Woman says, shine brightly, dance with abandonment, be yourself, and let the Great Spirit decide what happens. You'll be happy that you did.
Let the Great Spirit decide.
And did I not ask you if you danced today?
You did, and I damn sure didn't. But I danced so much yesterday because I dance all the time, but I do have my moments, when I don't. And usually, right, it's some sort of energy shift. I'm usually down. If I'm not dancing, it's usually because I'm in a mood. So yesterday I don't know, I felt like I danced for a couple hours yesterday, just out,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt so much better. And it's funny because the person I was mentioning earlier, like he was always very familiar. Like I remember him saying like if you right when I get upset, he's like, yo, if you need to go dance, like go do that. Like I know that helps, like go do that. And nobody, especially not a masculine energy, had ever like noticed that about me. Like, okay, I know when she's dancing, she's happy, she's free. Like when she's freestyling, she's in that moment. I know, right, she's being herself, that wild woman. Like I know she's filled with joy in that moment, or she's at least in that present moment, even if maybe she does have whatever going on. So I always keep that in the back of my mind, like it's just funny that particular person mentions that, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, I couldn't even, because I felt like I was gonna pass out today because of these. I don't know if it's ascension symptoms. I don't know what it is. The dizziness and like fatigue. Like I felt like if I moved too much today, I just would have been out. So I didn't do it today. But yeah, tomorrow morning,
Okay, it's on and popping.
We gonna get a little group.
We
Hopefully,
pop,
maybe some
rocking,
energy comes
dropping.
on after the live. I'll dance after the live, or maybe maybe we got a little 2-step on the live. I don't know. We gonna have to do some sensual movements or something. I don't know.
For real. Okay. So, what other cards did you have pop out, if any?
Bottom of the deck, we have Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. So in this particular deck, they said that this card kind of amplifies all the other cards that surround it. One, so it's like highlighting that. But this also talks about being connected with your higher self, right? And we have that unification of the angelic self. This is giving me a lot of downloads, this combination. But this also talks about that leadership role. What I was saying, what my horoscope was saying earlier. So I feel like it's a collective thing. Like you're being called to step in, right? Stay true and be in your power. Not playing small. Once again, not hiding yourself, not compartmentalizing yourself. This is being in the spotlight or being called upon to share your gifts, being called upon for advice, or being looked up to, not in the way people idolize these celebrities and things like that. That might be a collective thing too, like people realizing like these celebrities and shit and all these false prophets, whatever, that these people look up to, right? We are all human, we all bleed. We all bleed, right? Okay, regardless of color, creed, size, language, whatever the case may be. But knowing that you are the star in your own life and that nobody can dim your light. But I feel like a lot of people are being called to step into their purpose right now, especially the divine feminine, okay, and not to hide. I feel like some people might be trying to hide. Right. This is a perfect example. Like I wanted to go live, and I'm like, and then June's like, no, you gotta share. We gotta share what we've been talking about. So this might be a thing for other people. Like you're being called to share your testimony, to share your gift. If you sing and you be hiding, you only sing in the shower, you being asked to go out and sing in public, okay? Go to that open mic or whatever it is. People just might be calling you like, hey, I need your services. I need whatever. Even if it's just a friend saying, hey, I need a listening ear. It's giving me that people are recognizing the value that you bring. Why? Because you're remaining in your power and you're recognizing the power and the value within, even in your own uncomfortability and integration processes. I think that's what I'm learning also, like in these moments of integration process and uncomfortability, mood swings or whatever. Just because you might be feeling these emotions, which a lot of people deem bad or negative, right? What is that? Because we're human. We have a range of emotions, but it's like, just because you're going through these things doesn't make you any less valuable of a person, doesn't make you any less incapable, doesn't make you any less incompetent, doesn't make you any less beautiful. Just because you might feel confused or stuck or sad or whatever, it's a plethora of emotions, but it doesn't make you any less valuable to the people around you.
Right.
And to the Most High.
Hello.
You are a child of the Most High, period.
That's like one of my favorite sayings. You are the beloved, okay?
Even on your worst day.
Can't nobody take that from you. When at the end of the day, can't nobody say that you are not a light. Can't nobody, like you said, can't nobody dim your shine. Can't nobody steal your glory. If it was meant for you, it was meant for you. And you're the one who's supposed to step out there and do it. You're supposed to follow the lead that divine gives you. And if you're not following that lead, then what are you doing? You're holding back your presence. And why are you holding back your presence? Oh, because you're scared to be seen? It's not time to be scared to be seen no more. It's time for you to get out there. It's time for you to put it out there. Just like you said, if you sing, you dance, you rap, you have some kind of art form, you do nails, you create whatever it is that you're meant to do, you're meant to do. And I really believe that. So this is what we're doing as a feminine energy right now. And the next card up for me was the circle. All hands on deck. You understand what I'm saying? It's like all hands on deck. We don't have time to not be ourselves. Everybody that's out here right now needs to hear your testimony, because there's something that you've been through, something that you're going through that will help the next person get through their stuff. Okay, it might not always have to be the same, but just to hear that you made it through, or that you figured out how, or you figured out a piece of the puzzle, that helps the next person figure out their piece of the puzzle. And once we start putting all of these pieces together, what do? we form a freaking circle, a circle of loving individuals helping the next one. So it says, when the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including spirit. Spirit's essential beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world. Knowing that you count, that you have a purpose in the world, and imagine even a smile to the stranger can change the course of life. Now, I just have to laugh at this one because today I was doing my volunteer work, and my volunteer work is to work with this organization and call people that this organization has helped and get them to do a service evaluation. Dude, if you throw up on my floor, we're going to have a problem.
Oh, poor baby.
He has allergies, so he does that with his nose, and then after that, he kind of spits up, and it's like, go on out there so somebody can let you out.
Oh, I hope he feels better.
But we're doing these service evaluations, and it's funny because everybody that I call, you know me, I never say good morning because we're not in mourning. We're in a space of rebirth during this time. So I always say grand risings. Everybody I talk to, when I said grand risings, that's the first thing I say. Grand risings, this is Naomi's light from Bring Everyone in the Zone. I'm calling to speak to blah, blah, blah. Right when I say that, they're like, what did you just say? I said grand risings. They was like, I've never heard that. What is that? You know, I was like, it's just a greeting. And I tell them about the morning thing. From that point on, it was like they were ready to talk. They were ready to do the eval. I haven't had anyone say no. So it's just like, you know, you do create the course of the life that people walk into. So that just like brought that to me. It was like, wow, we really do set the stage and set the tone for people's acceptance of you. You know what I'm saying? Or not even acceptance of you, but just it is like an acceptance because right then they just want to talk to you. It's like, I am a light.
Right, because you're being yourself. Once again, you're staying in your power. You're being yourself. Like, right. They never heard anybody say that, even though it's more of a common greeting now, especially in the spiritual community, we know. But right, if these people aren't in these particular groups, they've never heard it. But you're being yourself, you're being your light, and they're like, oh, I just learned something new today, but now I'm intrigued. I want to talk to this person because who are you? Like, who are you right now?
It is. It's so true. To finish it out, it says, when the circle invites you, here we go. When the circle invites you to dance the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings great value, then you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, all will be well. Girl, what I just said, it's like your light comes in and just shines so bright. You just have to remember to step into it. Keep being your authentic you.
Lady of the stars, shining.
Look, you have Lady of the Stars and I have Heart of the Sky.
Shining. Right. Shining, shining, shining. I don't even know the words to that song, that Beyonce song, but that song is coming to my head now. It was like DJ Khaled and Beyonce. Anybody that know that song, but that's coming to my brain now.
That is so crazy that this is just like right on point. We talked about feminine energy, and feminine energy is coming all the way through, all the way live today.
All the way live. Live.
He's like just laying on the ground. He's like, yo, because when we first take him out, somebody let him out. See, I knew he was going to start throwing up.
Oh, poor baby.
See, right when we started, the first thing that came out was the Queen of Cups. That was the first card that dropped out of the deck. And knowing that we are coming into that emotional balance, that we are being that nurturing, caring, loving,
compassionate. Say it with me now.
Compassionate.
All together now.
You know how much that word has been irking our nerve for the last month, right?
Especially today. That like yes, We've been here for the last month with that word. Yeah, new word. Right, tomorrow's the first, ain't it? Can we get a new word?
Can we get a new word? Can we
Can
get
we
a
get a
new
new
word?
word? Yeah, let me know.
For real. Oh, talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow, well, should I say this morning when I couldn't sleep and I was up at 4 o'clock, they had me re-download Clubhouse onto my phone. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, your girl will be hosting her first, what is it? First house meeting.
Okay.
So if you guys would like to join in the house meeting, just let me know. You can leave a comment and I'll try to get back to y'all. Or you can send me an email. My email is in my link tree and I will send you the link. Sunny, when we get off, I will send you the link so that you can come in because I need you in the Clubhouse. I don't care what you say. You need to be there for me.
You know what's funny? I think I still have Clubhouse downloaded. I used Clubhouse maybe for like a month with my friend when I was living in LA. Told me about Clubhouse, and I think maybe for a month I was indulging in it. I never like hosted anything when I was in people's chats, and I haven't used it since then. So it's been right whenever I was in LA. So
yeah, that's the funny part about it because I think you're the one because it said I have 2 anniversaries. So I've been a part of Clubhouse for 2 years and I haven't even used it once.
that's funny. That is funny. I gotta make sure. I'm gonna double check, but right, clearly I have to be on Clubhouse tomorrow.
Yes.
Because June said so.
So I'm like kind of excited. I don't know who's gonna show up or when. I know a couple of people have accepted my invite, so hopefully they'll show up also because I'm like, this is my first one. I don't even know all I know is they have me talking about listening to your body. And then it was so funny talking about this whole thing right here as we're being sacred women and we're talking about this. I had 2 people hit me back up from my invites and they're like, I don't believe in Reiki. I don't believe in cards. I don't believe in all of that stuff. And I'm like, how can you not believe in Reiki? Reiki is just a form of healing. I know a lot of people think, oh, you have to call in the symbols, but really you're not calling in the symbols. You're calling on God to send you the energy so that you can help people heal themselves from the inside out. You don't have to call on any symbols or anything like that. So if you believe that Jesus walked the face of the earth and he did all the healings that he did, why do you not believe in Reiki?
Because it's the term, right? When people are raised a certain way in whatever tradition and way that they were raised, and that's how they're familiar with it, right? We talk about, right, Jesus, the woman that wanted to touch the hem of his garment and she
And
was
that was
healed.
because of her belief, just that
Right.
little bit of faith that she had that he could heal her. She was healed. So it was like, what?
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that these people are Christian, but that's just an example, right? If you were raised that way and that's, how you view it, but you hear another term for it, and you're not familiar with the term or the principle behind it, it's just foreign to you and it's taboo at that point. So I don't believe in it, even though, right, the same way people say, oh, I don't believe in karma, but they believe in, oh, you reap what you sow and what goes around comes around. It's the
The
same
same thing.
concept. It's just a different phrase, a different language, a different culture saying it. But people, that goes back to why we have all these wars and stuff at the end of the day, because people don't take the time to just try to simply understand and put some respect on another culture or just another way of thinking and being. So they just completely block it out.
Which is really sad. Sad.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's them. That everybody's on a different pace on their journey. Maybe eventually they'll open up to it. Maybe they won't. What can we do? What can we do right besides be the light that we have been and not compartmentalize ourselves just because somebody might have rejected a service or some light and love that we offer to them.
And it was funny because then I wrote her back. I was like, well, that's okay. No problem. I appreciate you just texting me back and telling me how you feel. So, and I appreciate the love because at the end she put, love you though. And I was like, I appreciate the love.
Look at you extending compassion. Look at you extending grace and compassion to people.
I was like, I'm not going to. God has put me in a position where it's like, you know what? He's putting my feet to the fire, and I'm not going to allow myself to get burnt. So the best way that I can do it is be compassionate with not just people, but learning to be compassionate with myself. And that's where a lot of times we do not do it as women. We give everybody else the benefit of the damn doubt, but we do not do it for ourselves. And it's funny because when we do it for ourselves, we kind of feel guilty, and it's like, no, what's the guilt in allowing yourself to be or make mistakes and forgiving yourself for it? What's the guilt behind that?
There should be no. That's funny you're saying is because the animal deck cards that I started pulling, this kind of ties in. So we have porcupine. You may defend yourself honorably without hurting those close to you. So we talk about that, right? Whether these differences are extending that grace, that compassion, but this is clarifying the staying in your power card, like, love and light, but right, sometimes you gotta love them from over here, over there. But once again, extending that same compassion to yourself, because we have the rhino, still the chatter within to see your true path in life. I feel like that has a lot to do with that grace we're extending to ourselves, because right, we talked about these feelings in the headspace and stuff today, right? So we can do that negative self-talk and beating ourselves up for past mistakes or whatever the case may be, and we extend all of this grace to everybody else, but we're in our head.
Sorry, I have my kids. They ask me questions.
That's okay. Hey kids. Hey y'all.
But we really do. We have to extend that to ourselves and not feel bad about it. And especially not just when we extend that love, but when we do things for ourselves, when we take time for ourselves. Me being a mom, I'm just going to laugh at this because me being a mom today, when I went to go volunteer, the first thing on my mind was, I'm leaving Maya in the house. I'm only going for 2 hours. She has the dog. And me not knowing that my high schooler didn't go to school until I was leaving. He came out his room. I was like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "I overslept." So, but me still at that moment, I was like hesitating to leave because I was leaving Maya home by herself for 2 hours. But then when I left for the 2 hours, I felt, as I'm walking there, I felt so relieved. I felt so open. I felt so just like I'm getting out of the house. Then as I'm doing the volunteer work, I have this cheerfulness about me. By the time I walked home, I was just like, zippity doo dah, zippity yay. She was like, "What's going on with you?"
You just needed that air. You needed that time, right? Mom needs that time. Mom needs that time.
Really
to
does.
recharge and to do whatever you need to do. And right, you don't have to apologize for that.
So my old ladies asked me to go to the movies with them tomorrow, and guess what? I'm going.
Oh, that sounds nice. I'm gonna get out so bad, girl. I don't know what's going on.
For real. I was like, I'm going. I'm not gonna stop living just because now I'm a single parent.
Oh yeah. Do you, girl?
It was like I did that for the whole year. I really stayed in my bubble and I stayed to myself and I didn't do too much because I was, trying to be super mom. And as me being super mom, I was really running myself into the ground because I wasn't doing for me. I was doing for everybody else because I was numbing out what I was feeling. But it was like, no, it's time for you to have that compassion for yourself. You're allowed to go through the grieving process that you have to go through. You're allowed to go through the healing process and you're allowed to have time for mom. So that's what I'm going to start doing, girl.
It said, Rhino, still the chatter within to see your true path in life. That's that negative self-talk, that doubt, that beating yourself up for certain decisions or whatever the case may be, still the chatter within, so you can make the decision that puts you in your power at the end of the day.
Yes,
Right.
most definitely.
All right, here we are.
Hey, how are you doing? It's just, yup, putting that time in for yourself. I do. We do. We all do. It's just like, wow. It's just like, for real. At first, I felt really guilty about leaving my kids behind. Like, I'm going out to have fun and they staying in the house. But it was like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm allowed to do that every once in a while.
It's only 2 hours, and your kids are. It'd be different if you had like little ones. Like your kids are at the age they could be home by themselves for a couple hours.
Yeah, they say,
know?
look, it was so funny because when they were real little, not real little, when they were like 6 and 7 or 8 and 9, I was like 8 and 9 is when I started leaving them home for like an hour, go to the grocery store, come back, and I'll see that the house is still intact. They okay, stuff like that. But I'm like, now they're 12 and 13. I'm like, I'm sorry, 11 and 13. I'm like, oh, they could stay at home by themselves for a couple of hours.
Right.
And it's not like I'm going far.
Don't beat yourself about it. They're definitely that age. They're definitely that age. I feel like my parents was leaving me home like starting like 8, 9. I was definitely home by myself. Right. Now I didn't live with none of my siblings, so I was home by myself. So I'd be like, yeah, when people scared to let their kids home, I mean, you gotta know your kids. So like, yeah, they'll be all right. They'll be fine.
And then that's another thing, when not when we, because you're a little bit younger than I am, but when I grew up, we were latchkey kids. We were always home by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, I was 7 years old walking home from the bus stop by myself.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So it was like, but all of the neighbors, I lived in a small neighborhood, so all of the neighbors knew everybody. So they just, make sure that I got home. But it was like, please.
I think what it is though, because we got to recognize that times have changed over the years, right? Between when you were kids, when I was a kid, now future kids or whatever the case may be. That I think it just be a lot of fear because we live in this chaotic world. So I think sometimes people be thinking like, not that shit wasn't going on when we were younger too. Like life has been life since the dawn of time, but I think a lot of people might be just fearful because of just the state of the world. So I think nowadays people are like, it's a subconscious thing. They're like, oh, should I leave them? Right? You don't ever, because it just seems like the world is so chaotic now. You just be like, I don't know if I should do that. But it's like,
it's not that it's much more chaotic. It's just that now everybody can see it because we have cell phones, we have video cameras, we have all of this stuff that catches this stuff. Because think about it, how many serial killers were they, girl?
Right. Back in the day, 70s, 80s, there were some serial killers back in the day. Watched a couple documentaries like, oh, they was wild. Okay.
There was abductions every damn day, but we just didn't hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that makes sense.
So that makes it even more just like, but now it's so much out there socialized that it's just like, okay, this is why it's a thought in a parent's mind now, to leave their kids or whatever. But I was like, we got a dog. Look, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. My kids know how to use a gun. They've known how to use a gun. All of them have been able to use a gun since they were 4 years old. We would take them out in the backyard and have BB guns. Each one of them had BB guns, and we would do rifle practice, handgun practice. So all my kids know how to use a handgun. And everybody's like, oh, this, that, and the other thing. I was like, see, there's a difference. When you train your kids to use it from when they finding out how to use it in the street, totally different kind of circumstance.
Right. Or just randomly finding it not properly stored in a closet somewhere, and now they playing around with it. It's different when you sit them down. And right, I don't have children, but I'm a firm believer. I follow a couple different families online that have been training their children since they were smaller with handguns, and I would do the same thing. If I had children, I would do the same thing because right, it's your duty as a parent to guide and protect your children. I mean, I think right, physical protection is included, if you train them to right, that's the problem now, right? We have all of these school shootings and massacres going around, are y'all training these kids properly? Like, okay, this is, you don't use this when you're out of anger or out of frustration. This is out of protection. This is out of emergency. This is out of somebody playing with your family. This is somebody breaking in the home. This is emergency only. Like, you done gave a motherfucker a warning and you don't know they about to.
Yeah.
Listen, the ancestors kept one.
Education is
By
the
any means
key.
necessary. All right now.
Okay, 'cause I'm telling you, my kids know how to. They know how to cock it. They know how to aim it, and they know how to fire it. We ain't playing. And they already tell you. Somebody was coming in. I said they'll already tell you we don't put our finger on the trigger until we're ready to really shoot somebody. That's it. They already know. Hold it off to the side. So it's like I really try to train my kids. And then the funny part about it was Maya, being the only girl, you know, I was teaching her all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But she knows how to shoot a bow and arrow because she had a bow.
That's right.
Girl, I was
that's
like,
so
look.
funny. I took archery class in middle school. So, you don't know. I will never forget because it was so random. I don't even remember like joining this summer program. And I don't remember them having this program after that. I feel like it was just this one summer. And they had us learn the archery. And then they specifically taught us how to disarm someone with a revolver. I don't know when, like a part of this program, it was like we was doing poetry and all this other stuff. But they had this like a couple of weeks where they were teaching us archery and had to disarm somebody with a revolver. And I will never forget it because I was like, it was so specific. And I'm like, I was like, dang, like I would love to go back to an archery class after that. Like, right, I've been to the gun range a few times after that. That probably was my start of like, oh, nah, we gonna stay strapped out here in these streets. Look at Cutie. Your allergies feeling better, boo boo.
He comes and he sits right next to me. He's like my little guard dog.
He's so cute. He make me miss my baby.
He is. He's like my little guard dog. He's like, Mama, I feel better now. Can I sit next to you?
He's so cute. He was so sweet.
He's drooling. He don't feel better yet. They just put you back in here. You know what I really think it is? And I'm really going to be serious. I think it might be the incense.
Oh, yeah. My dog used to sneeze. Yeah, he used to sneeze when I would burn certain things for sure. You know, they're different from us for sure. So it could be.
He doesn't do so bad when I do Palo Santo. But if it's an incense, and these are Nag Champa incense, I don't think he does too well with them. So I'm gonna have to stop doing them around him in the room, especially when we're closed off in the room, because that might do it.
Poor baby needs some air.
He's like, Mama, you smoking me out, and not in a good way.
Oh my God, I felt so bad. I felt guilty at one point in time when my dog was a puppy. When I first got him. Oh, I used to be in a car hot boxing like with him in the back because he loved car rides. And then I had stopped, but then he was a puppy. I was like, damn, I used to have my baby so high. What was I doing? But he just loved the car rides, and I just be smoking. Yeah, my baby used to be high like what's the name from Next Friday, Chico? My baby used to be high. That's messed up. You thinking bad? What was I thinking?
Now, when I used to smoke weed, Blue was always in the room with me. He'd be like, okay, it's so funny because he would never be able to come in my room. He would sit at the door, but if I was smoking weed, he was in there like Flynn. I was like, you just want to get high.
That's funny.
Blue was my dog.
Low. You trying to get high, dog?
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
That is good.
But girl, okay. So do we have anything else that we want to talk about?
We sure do, because I done grabbed another deck, and it's so much Aries energy. You got the Ace of Wands and the Fool. Look, all this fire, more fire.
Ooh.
So this card, the Ace of Wands, says illumination. And I was picking up on this the other day. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm trying to get the angles right, but it's like the hand looks like it's just lit up and electrocuted. Like. But that is giving me like, right, the downloads, right, this pause, right, for the downloads, because the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Hello. Download Central. But also another version of the Divine Feminine, right? We got the Empress, and we got the High Priestess here. But with the Fool card and the Ace of Wands together, right, on this Fool card, there's like a baby, right? in the gestation period there.
I was about to say, is that a heart or is that? Oh, that's a baby.
That's a
Okay.
baby in the womb. And so these are new beginnings, right? We are in Aries season. This is super Aries season, but we're talking about these seeds. But right, once again, seeds have to go through the gestation period. So I think what we have sometimes misconstrued, because I know a lot of astrologers and like tarot readers will do this when the spring hits, when Aries season hit. Right. Oh, right. There is newness, right? Don't get me wrong. There's growth, there's newness, but a lot of times people just started planting though.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it, it's not realistic to be like, oh, right, all these things are gonna bloom right now just because the spring equinox hit. Like, no, it's planting season. So harvest season is when?
Harvest season is actually in the fall.
So, right, depending on what you're planting, right? Everything it has its own time period. Yeah, something, right? You might plant something now and then in 2 weeks, yeah, you'll see it sprout. Something else, it might take a couple months. Something else, right? You might not see until November. So this is giving me that illumination, like, aha, like, okay, everything and everyone has their period, has their time frame, but you have to stay in your power and stay balanced in the meantime while you're patiently waiting and surrendering, as we talked about earlier.
And what you were just saying also, just to add on to it, everybody has to start somewhere.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're not just gonna get into it and jump off. You have to start somewhere. And this is where we're starting. We're starting small. Okay? And then we grow. And that's with anything, seeds, babies, anything. It starts small and then it grows.
Right.
And you see how long does it take to nurture a baby? 10 months.
Right.
So it's like, you're not going to make it just like that. Look at Lizzo. That's my girl. I love Lizzo. I'm sorry.
I
But
love
that's my
Lizzo
girl.
too. Fellow flute player now. I love her.
It took her how many years of her persevering through the bullshit to hit it? She said it took her 10 years. She taught herself how to sing.
Wow.
Just think about that aspect. She taught herself how to sing. She didn't have singing lessons. She didn't have a parent that pushed that on her. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was pushed on her was that band, that flute.
Right, right.
Other than that, all her dreams she had to come into fruition on her own. She didn't have a record label. You know what I'm saying? She had to do everything step by step and learn it along the way. So what makes us think that we can just get in here and just be like, take off, we're doing it? No. Everything takes time.
I didn't know that. So I just learned something. I didn't know that about Lizzo. Like I read a story where she was homeless, like sleeping in her car at one period of time. So I know she didn't have it easy. I know that much. And then just her being her big, beautiful girl self, like I know that comes with its own battles in itself. So I know she has some challenges, but that I didn't know she taught herself how to sing because she sings beautifully. She has a very strong voice. I didn't know she taught herself to sing. That is magical.
And you see how long she can hold some of them notes?
Yeah, she has a strong voice. She has a strong voice. So shout outs to Lizzo, right?
That's why I said I really like when I like somebody, I'm gonna study them. Because remember, I told you, Sagittarius, I want to know everything. What you do, how you do it, where you do it at.
Right. That's funny. But don't ask no Sag all them questions though.
Huh?
Don't ask the Sag all them same questions though.
No, you can't ask us all the same questions. That ain't gonna happen.
Don't ask them all the where am I at? What? Are you Sag? Are you Sag? What's going on? Are you outside my window? I don't know. I'm on the next
Look, I keep looking back too, right? I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me go close this wind shade. Hold on.
Girl, don't ask the Saturday whereabouts. Right, they didn't already let you know. Don't ask them that.
You better not ask us where we going and think you're gonna get a real answer.
Girl, that is so funny.
That is hilarious, girl.
It was something else that came to my mind when you was talking about Lizzo. It might come back. It slipped my mind. It was something else significant when you brought up Lizzo. It'll come back. Told you that's been happening all week. I was just like, what was I? I'm not used to that happening so often. I'm really not, and this is disturbing me. Like,
And I can't say that it's not a part of the ascension process. I can't say that, because everything right now, because you're evolving. And I hate to say, look, spirit is just coming to me now for you. And look, I cut the deck. Anything I'm saying is true.
all right, now I'm listening.
That's all I did was cut the deck. Okay. So right now you are going through a tremendous expansion. Tremendous expansion. You trusted so much that you went from California to New Jersey to Georgia to Texas, all on just sorry, did I just tell all your business? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But the way you said it like that, it made me really think. Like, once again, it just makes me think of my family and people around me who really think I'm insane. Like, you just like, what do you? It looks chaotic to the outside world, and sometimes it feels chaotic. It feels chaotic, but when I get to these places and meet people I'm supposed to meet in that moment, I be getting the confirmations that you were in the right place at the right time. But right, I'm at that point, like, all right now, like, okay, like, where we at with it? Like,
This is a true expansion of you being you coming into you understanding, like you said, your family might not understand you, but you have to remember, you're the black sheep. You're the black sheep for a reason. We came here to shake shit up and to get shit right. We came here to break generational curses. We came here to be the ones to shift the atmosphere. And we're doing that shit every day. You're doing that shit every day. You're shaking your own shit together, okay?
it's a lot, girl. It's a lot. No, I recognize it's the expansion, right? It's just right. The chaos amongst it's just like, okay, like this week alone, you already know. I'm just like, I have every time I think I'm like trying to find the light, right? I'm just thinking of, I don't know why I'm thinking of a lighthouse right now, right? Like, it's dark, you at the sea and you trying to find your way to shore. It's like that's the only light you really see right now. Like, every time I think like, okay, like it was rough, whatever, then something else happens. I'm just like, dang, like right, I guess it's levels, right? It's levels, right? You beat level 1, level 2, level 3, you at level 10 or whatever you at now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they say new levels, new devils, whatever the case may be. It's like I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah, y'all gonna have to give me some signs or something, because what's going on? I feel lost at sea. I'm lost at sea right now. Where's the anchor? Where's everything at right now? I don't even have the light to see it, right?
You might not have the light to see it, but people see the light in you. Remember that. Okay? They see your ambition and your determination to be the woman that you're being called to be. They see it every day. Every day you post, every day you show your face, every day you make whatever it is, every time you just be you, you're showing the world that you're not going to let it get you down. No matter how much you may feel it, you're showing a different side every time you make a move. And you're getting ready to be recognized for it. And I know you hate hearing that shit. I know you do. I hate hearing that shit.
Because I'm like, how it's years in the making. It's been years. Well, like you said with the Lizzo story, I know that it takes time. Oh, that's what it was, right? See, brought me back to the thought that had slipped my goddamn mind. The social media, we're talking about the social media and the internet and just the instant gratification that social media and the internet has kind of, brainwashed people to think. A lot of people think because people, right, they do show this one side, or they might highlight the ups or right, and a lot of these people are fake. They be bots and agents or whatever online anyway, flashing the cars, the purses, the fake ass relationships, fake bodies.
Them persons still got the damn tag on the inside, so they can take it right back into the store, bitch. Don't
Yeah,
play.
the cars they don't own, the cars is leased, so that's their mama car or whoever, whatever the case may be, and they posing in front of it or whatever. Or they wearing red bottoms, but they walking everywhere. Your priorities is really fucked up in life, type of thing. But because we have that, everybody scrolling online every day for hours and hours. People think shit comes to them easy, right? Well, even if you're trying to build a following for your business, your brand, your personal use, whatever, online, people think, right, because people are buying these blue checks or whatever that discrepancy is now, or buying followers, people think it's always going to happen overnight. And there are these instances where things kind of seem like they happen fast for certain people, but once again, everybody's journey is going to look different. It goes back to this planting. Some plants grow in about a month, others is going to like certain trees take like years to grow, like fig trees and certain trees, like it takes years for certain
Avocado
trees to grow.
take 3 years to grow and to start budding avocados.
Like that's a long time when somebody like me who eats avocado daily and I want some damn avocado and you telling me I'm gonna still have to go to the market to pay for avocados until this tree blooms in 3 goddamn years. And right, who knows what happens in 3 years? Like, right, it's a lot to be patient. Like, okay, the tree is growing, but I can't see it right now.
I'm laughing. He's like, right? I need things to come easily and quickly for me. I'm tired of waiting.
I'm tired. Are we here? And then we in Aries season. I feel like Aries are one of the most impatient signs ever. I feel like the fire signs in general are impatient, but Aries is like,
wait, where? Who? What? What?
That's why I feel like they don't ever feel like, not all the time. Not don't know disrespect to none of the Aries watch. I love y'all Aries, okay? But I'm saying a lot of times I feel like even in relationships or whatever, like they start something and if it's not going away, they like, all right, we going to the next because what is this? Because they don't want to. It's like, I don't know, right? They scared, like, okay, I'm investing in this, but am I gonna see the return? If I don't, like, it's been 3 weeks, I don't know. I don't see it. We're going, like,
I ain't having fun.
And then there's sometimes where that's a good quality to have. Sometimes you can immediately, like, when you can spot bullshit, okay, there's no growth here at all. This is a barren land. It's never going to be growth here. It's one thing to like have that discernment and know that, but sometimes I think people can't abandon shit before they actually get to see the growth of things. And so I'm thinking it's Aries season. Whew, Lord. Right. I know June just gave me a little personal message, but I feel like that's very much still a collective message at the end of the day.
It really is. It really is. And I keep trying to shuffle this damn card away, but it's judgment in reverse.
Interesting.
Judgment in reverse. I've been trying to oh, damn it. I've been trying to shuffle that damn card away too. The 2 of Cups.
I know you've been trying to shuffle that one away.
I've been trying to shuffle that bitch away. I'm like, fuck.
You've been looking like me all week. Like, what? Nobody hear this shit. Give me something else. We gotta talk about this right now. And the same cards flying out. Like,
but do you see me? Do you see me?
That is so funny. That is hilarious.
So it's like, we have to like, again, we have to give ourselves grace. This is a time to give ourselves grace.
You know what I think my problem is? And this might be relevant, right? Right. We talk about extending ourselves the grace and compassion because we give it to others, but it's still that matter of, especially as a divine feminine, like when you feel like other people don't extend you that grace that you, because we're talking about Queen of Cups energy, we talk about Mother Earth, we talk about divine feminine energy, we talk about High Priest, we talk about Empress. The give just keep on giving, right? It just keep on giving because we're naturally nurturing. That is one of our qualities as divine feminine energy. We bring life into this world. So in order to sustain it and watch it grow and expand, we have to nurture it, right? But once again, this is why the state of the world is in what it's in, right? People take from the planet, take from the animals, take from Earth, take from the woman, and don't extend that. I think that's been also my frustration when when does the divine feminine get to sit on her throne and people can give her that grace and compassion that she always extends? That's been, I think, the conversation in my head.
Your ass is talking truth, girl. It just came out. It was like truth. That was the bottom of the deck. Hey, Rami.
I can't see the chat, right? It's on your end. I can't see no chat. But hey to everybody in the chat, y'all.
Oh, you can't see the chat? I'm sorry. I thought you could see the chat. I'd have been reading it to you more. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. I think I see it now. Oh, okay. It's under comments instead of chat. Hey, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you see them now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, the shaker, again, if you look at it, it has all of those symbols on it. We have a bear, we have fire. You just talked about fire. We talked about water, or we talked about the blue when we first started talking. And we're talking about nurturing each other. We're talking about being compassionate with one another and speaking our truths, being able to hear the truth for ourselves also. Sometimes us as feminine energy, we don't accept compliments the way we should. I know that hit me straight in my face because, you know, a lot of people be like, oh, we appreciate you. And I'm like, yeah, appreciate what? What did I do that was so special? You know what I'm saying? And I always try to downplay it. But it's like, no, you have a special quality in you. Everybody should understand that. Even the divine masculines, even the divine masculines, when they're really in their divinity, their femininity flies and shows themselves as they truly are. And sometimes we don't give it to the divine masculine like we should. Because they be out here trying to really support the divine feminine, really trying to bring them into play, really trying to give them their due. And we see them just as masculines. They're just fucking masculines. And it's like, no.
You reading me right now? Because I feel like that's been the emotion coming up with that situation I was telling you about. But when I was like scrolling through certain like old messages, I'm like, this out of all the masculines I met, I'm like, this particular masculine, regardless of how much you might get on my nerves, right? You masculine, right? When we in that mode, you fucking masculine, right? I'm like, he has been very supportive in a lot of other ways that maybe I don't give enough credit to, or right, even the masculine energy within ourselves, right? When we have to protect and provide for ourselves, and you know, that's the thing. You hit a nerve. You hit a nerve right now.
I didn't mean to hit a nerve, but I'm just saying it's true. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like I said, hearing that truth when it's told to you, sometimes it just slaps you in your face and you're just like, you know what? I want to go for blows, but at the same time, I accept it. That's where we have to be at sometimes. We have to be accepting of getting that blow. And that just shows growth. Again, us being able to be in that growth season. We're always growing. We're always picking up new things. We're always having new things thrown at us. So are we going to grow with it? Are we going to allow it to actually take hold and become it, and not holding a void space for it?
What'd that say?
It says the dark spirit moon void.
Boy, that's what I've been saying. Like this whole week, like, and I hate using the term bored. Like anybody that knows me, like my mother would tell you, even though, right, I grew up in a household by myself, even though I have 3 other siblings, I didn't live in the home with them. Some people say I have an only child syndrome because I was the only child, but my mother would tell you, I was never bored as a child. I kept myself entertained, even if my friends weren't around. And I say that to say this week was the first time I was on a verge. I'm like, I'm fucking bored. Because I feel like everything that I'm trying to do in the plans, I can't get done. So that word void was coming up because I hate the word bored. Because to me, right, it's that what's that phrase? Like an idle's mind is the devil's playground. And that's how I feel like it's literally the definition of bored. Because to me, why are you bored? Mm-hmm. But I know I'm not bored per se this week like that. So I'm like, what's the word? It's like a void because I feel like spirit, right? You having me surrender. You're having us surrender during this time. So right, things that you think you want to do or you need to do or whatever, spirit's like, that's not really We got you integrating, processing, and whatever else. So you're in this void period, right? The moon goes through a void period. And that's what you're doing, is transitioning, right? It's a transitional period.
Yep. It says you may feel like you're falling, failing, or not able to find your way, but sometimes this is exactly what is needed. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be and allow the truth of this time to give you clarity. The stars cannot be seen without the beauty of the dark, and they shine especially bright in the moonless night. Here we go with that word again. Have compassion for yourself during the darkness. Darkness is neither good nor bad and often brings the deepest gifts. Hold the lessons that rise from this time with tenderness. Raw emotions and feelings are calling for healing. This is a reminder that you are worthy of taking space and time. As we expand our capacity to feel into the full spectrum of life, from the darkest night to the brightest day, we see that we are already whole, moving through this phase so that the next cycle can enter as the moon begins to wax.
Ooh, spirit. Spur.
Be
On
talking,
one.
smacking us all in our faces. I'm telling you.
Smacking me all week.
But this is the time that we're supposed to be healing. This is the time that we're allowing these emotions to come up. So everything that you've been feeling today are your emotions coming up to the surface so that you can recognize them. And we've talked it out a little bit, and then we came on here and we started to get more clarification. So again, moving through the healing process.
You're right. Right. I surrender, spirit. I hear you. Are y'all, if y'all surrender with us right now, can y'all type I surrender in the chat? If you surrender with us, please, we like to interact with our folks, type I surrender in the chat. This is a collective. We a team here. We all here to support each other.
You cannot make this shit up. The fire spark, transform. We are all transforming right now. Once we surrender and we do what we do the damn thing, we are transforming. And then the next card up is reclaiming or reclamation. Ooh. Home. Look at that.
That card is so pretty. I like that card.
I like that card too. I saw that. I was like, woo!
She's so pretty.
All that purple and that blue and then just her nice chocolatey color. I was like, I like that card. But it's all just coming back to full circle again. And that's just having compassion with yourself, allowing yourself to go through these healing processes, allowing yourself to have these emotions and feelings and actually being able to look them in the face, feel them, and then let them flow. Remember, we have to be like water. We have to be like water. We have to allow things to flow. We can't hold on to them things. So all that angst that we were holding on to, remember I told you I was feeling all like, I don't know which way to run or move or however.
Right.
We have to allow it to flow. And sometimes it doesn't flow from the eyes. Sometimes it flows from the pores. Sometimes we just have to make ourselves do things in order for it to move. And that's why I say I like to do a lot of breathing techniques. I like to do a lot of stretches. I'm not so much into the yoga. I'm trying to get there, but just something to help it flow. That's why I asked, do you dance? Did you dance today? Because that'll help move that energy. That'll help move that stagnicity. That'll help move it through your body so that you can heal and can think and can have clarity. My walk today, I was able to sweat.
Right. I'm gonna stretch tonight. I'm gonna do that first. So for those of y'all, right, I'm new to the channel as far as being a guest, but I'm not new to June. I'm not new to Naomi's Light. She's my Reiki instructor and mentor. So I'm also a Reiki practitioner and yoga instructor. Just for those, we didn't do a proper introduction. That's who I am. I am Sunny. I am here for y'all, and I appreciate y'all for being here for us in this moment right now, being here with us, okay? But yeah, so everybody, we're going to do some deep breathing tonight, before we go to bed, right, y'all? Some deep breathing, some gentle stretches, whatever you got to do to center yourself before we go to bed tonight. So our little live here today is just a little reminder to center yourself and surrender and move that energy. Move that energy. I don't know, right? Maybe some of y'all in the chat can let us know. Have you been feeling any symptoms? Because right, me and June been feeling it. Apparently, we've been feeling all these different symptoms: restlessness, dizziness, a lot of pressure, almost like a certain level of anxiety unnecessarily, like trying to move through all of these emotions, feeling chaotic and sporadic. It's just a lot. So if you've been feeling any symptoms, whatever they may be, it's going to look different for everybody. But I do recognize eclipse season is also approaching. And I know for me, when eclipse season is on the rise, my emotions start peaking, and I'm usually very fatigued. And I think yesterday I took a nap, but right today I was so restless. I was trying to take a nap, and they just wouldn't let me take a nap. And right, I was laying down when you text me, and I'm just like, and I need to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody, but I'm like, the people, I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, I can't call these certain people to talk about this. And then literally you text me, I'm like, all right now.
That's how I felt. I was like, I text my one friend and she was out and about. So I was like, all right. I talked to my cousin that I haven't talked to in a long time. We stayed on the phone for like 3 hours, but it wasn't like, if you haven't talked to somebody for a long period of time, you just don't feel like giving all of that information up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I really can't talk to her about that. So it was just like, he says anxiety per usual.
Anxiety be doing a number, honey.
Okay. And don't forget that we have full moon coming next week.
Yep. On the 6th in the sign of Libra, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. These relationships and contracts and the balance of divine masculine and feminine and all of these things.
And Mercury retrograde.
Oh Lord.
So we are having a pull tug fest on our emotions right now, on our physical and mental bodies.
It's a lot.
This ain't no joke. We're being put to the test.
I'm telling you, that pressure, I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker right now. I feel like it's boiling over right now. It's boiling.
It has a little thing going at the top and it's just shaking like a leaf.
No, I'm serious. And I'm trying not to lash out in other ways because I feel like maybe that goes back to that physical activity you're talking about. Like I've been meaning to get back into boxing because that physical exertion for me is another way of releasing that before I actually snap on somebody for real. So for me, it's like, all right, you need to go, take that walk, do that jog, stretch, or do that boxing class because
I'm ready to go to the range. I need to go to the range.
I've been saying that too. I haven't been to the range since last time I visited Cali. That was the last time I went to the range, and I'm like,
girl, we got a range. We got a couple of ranges around here, and they have Wednesdays is ladies' night. So I'm like, I need to go. Hey, Divine Free Spirit. That's why I couldn't answer you. We've been on here for what, an hour and 22 minutes.
It's been that long. It don't even feel like it. I feel like we just got on here.
Yep. That's why I didn't text you back. She was texting me as we were talking, and I was like, I can't text you back.
That's so funny. I mean, but you're still here communicating now. It's all divine time. Divine.
You see her name, Divine Free Spirit. You need to go back and watch this from the beginning when you have time, girl, because this one was a good one. This one I think you would appreciate. I couldn't get your own, but I think you would appreciate this one.
Oh, this is a lot. This is helpful though. This is helpful. I feel like I don't even feel that pressure in my third eye chakra anymore. Now that we've been on here for quite some time, I don't feel it.
I told you we just needed to get on and do a collaboration and just let whatever spirit wanted us to talk about to fly. Because it was very much so needed. I needed it. And we was like, for real, we were sitting on the telephone together. We're like, I want to go live, but I don't know how to go live.
And when you sent me the link originally, I didn't know you were talking about going live together. I thought you was about to say just F it and go live anyway and move through the energy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch. Maybe June will give me some clarity. But no, you talking about, oh, I think we could do a collab. I'm like, man, I haven't hopped about the bed. Like, all right, well, she didn't really give me a choice. Like, I've already clicked on it and I'm here. So, really, right, that's surrender. Like, I didn't have, like, the spirit said, you have a job to do right now. You're on your job. Get on your job.
Right? It's like, look, we can't. And that's another thing. When we feel it, we should just go ahead and do it because it's something out there that somebody needs to see, somebody needs to hear. They need to know that they're not going through it alone. And that's where we come in at, even though we're in the midst of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
when we say it, when we're out here, when we're doing it, it doesn't feel that bad. And the people that are watching or will watch will understand that they have spaces that they can be truly themselves and don't have to hide. Because we're not here to judge nobody. We're here to help you just as much as we're sitting here talking about helping you. It's helping us.
Oh, if only I knew. Yes, it's helping. It's helping us for sure. As well as it's a collective thing for sure. We're all mirror reflections.
We're all connected.
Right. You got any other cards out over there? What else you got going on over there? I got about 3 more. I got some affirmations sitting over here. But I want to know what you got over there because she got all the juicy decks.
The funny part about it is, look, I just have to laugh because it's all talking about dancing. We have the shawl dancer. Okay. Talk about wild. Didn't we have at the beginning the wild woman being herself or whatever? Now we have a shawl dancer talking about wild. It is time to allow yourself to be free. And divine free spirit comes walking into the building. It's time to allow yourself to be free. Stop holding yourself back. Whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, go do it. Be about your business. Stop allowing the world to make you feel like you can't do this and you can't do that. Fuck them. Do you, be you authentically. Okay?
Period.
Period.
as the youngest say now is period.
Okay. So we had the dark spirit moon. Now we have the full spirit moon talking about shine. Again, talking about shine, allowing yourself to be the light and see the light within yourself. That's another thing. Knowing that you're a divine being, standing in that and running with it because you are. Everything about you is divine. From your hair, which is, green now,
Looking good.
down to your toenails. You understand what I'm saying? Everything about you should be sparkle, pop, shine. Everything about you should be sparkly right now. Okay?
That's so funny you say that because when I did my eyeshadow today, y'all can't see it from that far away, but I layered 3 different blues, but the last one is this glittery blue on top. I was like, I'm feeling some glitter today. Right, I'm trying to uplift my mood. I'm like, maybe I need some glitter. Like, I don't know.
Mine's is glitter too. I don't know if you can see it. Mine's is glitter today too.
That's so funny.
I did earth tone, but it was glitter today too. I was like, even though I was going to be on a telephone, I was like, I need to set my mood. You see what I'm saying? I need to set my mood to be sparkly, glittery, glowing, uplifting. So I was like, I'm going to put on some glitter shadow. I have my little glitter fingernails.
Ooh.
Okay. Toenails look the same. I was like, look, I had my self-love come to Jesus moment. It was like, girl, do you, be you. Don't allow all this other racket to bring you down. And that's why I kept saying vibe high, vibe high. No matter what you're going through right now, vibe high. Everything is on a higher level. Do not go down to the lower level. Do not get into those arguments. Do not get into those quarrels. Do not start talking that gossip. Okay? It's like stay high, vibe high. be a higher being, be the higher being that you are. We're not going backwards. We're not going down anymore. We're making people elevate to our level. Ooh, ooh, damn. Okay.
Stay true and be in your power. That was one of our cards here for those who, just joining the chat. Stay true and be in your power.
That is so crazy. They were just slapping me on my face. They were like, "Are you listening to yourself?" I was like,
Right,
"Yeah."
right. You talking about, are you, this for you? You listening? You taking
You
notes?
listening?
This is for you. That's what some of them readings and times be. It be like, yeah, this for everybody. This for everybody, including you, no.
It's for everybody. Everybody. Okay, so what you got?
So, got some crystal affirmations here. We got clear quartz, multiply goodness and well-being, amplify loving kindness, increase clarity, peace, and understanding. That peace, right? You got your look. She's strapped with the clear quartz. Okay. Right. You would say strat now in multiple ways. Okay. Increase clarity, peace, and understanding. So that peace, right, and clarity, right, this brain fog, these symptoms, right, feeling like even though you might be alone and feel like maybe you have removed certain people, places, and things that do disturb your peace. At least for me personally this week, I'm still like, well, I'm removing people, places, and things that disturb my peace, but why I'm still feeling chaos, so this clear course is reminding us, improve clarity of mind and emotions. I am a clear channel of love, light, and well-being, right? That we're light again.
Here goes the burps, confirmation.
All of my heart's desires are realized now.
Ooh, okay. Hold on, wait a minute. I need to write that one down. Wait a minute.
Yes, all of my heart's desires are realized now. So this to me brings me back to that first card, right? The goddess of 10,000 names, right? You're not right, and being your authentic self, right? Where this has been the thing, your authentic wild woman self. Right, even for my masculines here, being your authentic self, period. Whatever gender, whatever you subscribe to, whatever you identify yourself as, right? Live in that truth. Whoever you choose to be, right? As long as you're not harming anyone and you're not allowing anybody to harm you or control you and tell you who to be, right? A lot of us over time have subconsciously lived out other people's dreams and desires for us. Oh, I wanted you to go to school and get your master's degree. Oh, I thought you were going to be a doctor. Oh, I thought you were going to stay at that job at the office because they was paying you good or whatever. And you telling me you wanted to quit to become a Reiki instructor or a DJ or a dancer or a singer. Like, the odds, the chances of, making bank off of that. Like, you need to, right. What's that phrase that people say for all years? Don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job. Don't, all of my heart's desires are realized now. What is it that you want? Putting yourself, your needs, your peace, your mental clarity at the forefront.
Okay.
So, that was the first one. Then we got Malachite, which brings us to these connections with others, right? Create healthy patterns in relationships, connect with the sweetness of life, maintain heart-centered awareness, get to the heart of the matter. So we still have this heart chakra theme going. I'm telling you, I see she stay strapped. She got the ammo. She got what you need. She got the 45. She got the 38 special. She got the AR-15. What you got, June? What you got? What you got over there? What don't you got over there?
You pull one. Let me see. I don't know.
I'm telling you. Go to Naomi's, like, she got all your needs, all right? Get to the heart of the matter. So we had all of my heart's desires are realized now, and then get to the heart of the matter. Now this is hitting home for me because these, connections that's going on, right? We had this Libra full moon coming up on April 6th. For a lot of us, certain conversations or, right, even Mercury retrograde coming up too. These memories of past relationships, certain traumas or betrayals, or a lot of different conversations are replaying, and some conversations that need to be had in real time are coming up. So getting to the heart of the matter. I recognize repetitive patterns and choose love, compassion, and kindness.
I'm so
Girl, I'm telling you, April 1st is tomorrow. I'm hoping Spirit comes through with a new word.
a new word.
Because as much as yeah, we got to be compassionate. Yeah, Spirit is like, yeah, you heard me, but are you practicing? Are you listening? So I'm gonna keep saying it until you get it. But with this combination too, it's giving me yes. So as you stand in your power and unite with yourself and stand in your light, in your truth and authenticity, now you're recognizing the different needs and your desires that you need in these other connections with the people around you. Does this person have their own peace? Like, right, you're already coming to discern my peace. Like, how can we build and grow together? Okay, how do we handle conflict resolution? Because I don't care what type of connection you're in, conflict is going to come up eventually, but can you handle conflict in a healthy manner? Recognizing patterns within yourself and others and how you show up in relationships and how those patterns are affecting your connections with others. Recognizing, are some of these relationships worth it? What relationships are worth fighting for, and what needs to just let go and send that love and light? What, are you laughing at the chat? Am I missing the chat?
Kindness is hard for my facial expression.
Listen, D Meeks, we all in the same boat. Because me and June, this word compassion, we've been talking about, all right, compassion, you can kiss my ass, compassion. Like, we've been on that type time, and Spirit is like, no. And we like, yeah, no. So but that's why we here, right? And I like that we can be honest, right? Because that's the problem now with the spiritual community, love and light and namaste shit all day, 24/7. We live in a fucking real world. We live on planet Earth, okay? We live on 3D. It is not always rainbows, fairy dust, and fucking unicorns every day. So it's okay to be like, Spirit, I hear you kindness, but this motherfucker's testing my patience and I'm ready to box today. It's okay to feel those emotions, but right, how are we gonna channel those emotions when we feel that? So we not here for the whole fake spiritual or the positivity, what we call spiritual bypassing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I learned in my yoga training back when I was in LA a few years ago. I had never heard the term before, spiritual bypassing. And I feel like a lot of the spiritual community does that shit. Like, oh, you're supposed to smile every day and meditate every day for an hour and a half and don't let anybody disturb your peace, but send love hugs every day, even if that person hurts you. And, you can't have those negative emotions of feeling sad and depressed and angry and rageful because it's not of the love and light.
No, that's that fake shit.
Yeah, we not here for it.
No,
we not here for it. Just to put a friendly, not so friendly reminder for those who got us fucked up. I'm just saying. Listen, just had to throw that out there. But we are recognize the patterns, and so when you recognize those patterns, okay, right, this person triggers me to get in that mode. I need to protect myself because this person gets me in that mode where I don't know what the fuck kindness is, and I'm seeing red and. Bitch, I might go to jail today because you are testing my patience. So we're recognizing those people that do that and surrounding yourself with more nurturing people. Right. It goes back to this first card that we pulled earlier with this goddess of 10,000 names, this group of beautiful goddesses here. They support each other. They have each other's back. Right. One is face in front. Right. It's giving Charlie's angels. I got your left, right, back, front, whatever. This is your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the Most High, but also the people in 3D, your chosen family that you choose to keep around you.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
This is, don't shoot the messenger.
Okay.
And then we have one more tiger iron. I said, what don't June got? What?
Girl.
It's a one-stop shop over there.
Look.
You can't make this shit up.
Remember when you pulled out the rhodochrosite or whatever that was? And I told you I have a big tower of that?
Oh yeah, you did. You did mention a tower. And it went over my head. I'm like, she got a tower. That's a big ass tower. That's a beautiful tower.
It's the size of my fucking face.
That is a beautiful piece. That is beautiful. And she got how she got the tires iron around her neck already. Feel safe and protected. Improve self-esteem and confidence. Dissipate jealousy. Extend blessings and goodwill to others. Increase philanthropic actions. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. It brings me joy to see others experiencing happiness. So this goes back to those connections. I think this is pertaining to that full moon in Libra. Right. Knowing who supports you, you're showing support to others, being of service. And knowing when people are just trying to take, right? Knowing when people have hidden agendas and knowing when they're truly, their heart and intentions are pure and they're being of service. So, all right now.
Look, we got confirmations coming out the kitchen.
What's going on in the kitchen? All right, we're going to take it, confirmation. But yeah, that's what we have. Clear quartz, tiger's iron, and malachite. Interesting combination of cards, but this is for some might, right? You talked about volunteer work earlier. A lot of time when this card comes out, I feel like volunteer says philanthropic action. So some of you others here in the chat, who might watch this in the future as well, might be thinking about starting some sort of nonprofit, or looking for organizations that need an extra set of hands. Maybe you're starting it from scratch, or maybe you just want to do something nice for somebody, and the world ain't got to know about it. Maybe you gave the homeless man on the corner a coffee and a donut today. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever it is, you're showing up, being of service. Yeah. It's giving service. It's giving
service. Yeah. Showing up. And that's what I did. I showed up today because I was sitting on the edge of my bed and I was like, I do not feel like going today. I was talking to my other girl. I was like, I do not feel like going today. And I was like, she was like, you just got to show up. You just got to show up. Once you show up, you'll feel it difference.
That's exactly what happened just now with the live. June, like, show up. I ain't want to show up.
Yeah, show up.
We here. We showed up, and y'all showed up too. Y'all showed up for yourselves, and now we all here.
And I appreciate y'all showing up. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is question. Get your question in your mind. These are not just yes or no's.
Ooh, girl.
So
get my question.
Get your question in your mind. Get your question in your mind. Spirit, what is the answer to the questions in their hearts that they are bringing to the forefront of their minds right now? What is the question's answer? We are using the crystal ball. I'm sorry, I didn't show y'all. I'm sorry. I usually show y'all. We're using the crystal ball deck. It's a pocket deck. It only has 13 cards in it.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
It's a little cute deck. Okay, what is the answer to the question in the forefronts of our minds right now? My heart just started pounding really, really freaking hard.
We had these two cards talking about heart. To get to the heart of the matter and all of my heart's desires, I realized there's a lot of heart chakra going on.
Okay, so 2 cards fell out. 2 cards.
What we got?
And it's funny because the one card has the crystal quartz on it and the moon and the star, and it is a complete yes.
That's so funny. Lord.
Is a complete yes. And then the second card has the phases of the moon, an hourglass with the sand in it, but it has flowers in it, and it says go, the time is right.
That hourglass, where are we talking about this whole pending, surrender, waiting, patience? First of all, I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna talk about that privately, but that hourglass is hitting.
It's hitting, right?
It's hitting for sure.
And my question was, and I'm just gonna let y'all know because I talked about it earlier. My question was, am I going in the right direction with this Clubhouse forum? And the first thing that came up was, it says yes, go, the time is right. So it just gave me like
See, I want to share my question, but at the same time, like we talked about this, right? What I was saying earlier, all the cards in the green light be there, like yes, but right, the situation is not playing out. Right, it was. I told you silence all day today. Silence
Yep.
all day today. But you telling me yes. You telling me yes. So I don't, right. So when we get off this live, can you pull a couple cards on that situation?
Yes.
I just because anyway, y'all. Surrender. The surrender is real.
Surrender
The
is real.
surrender. We talked for those who was on the chat earlier. Surrender. It's like you asked me to give up everything. I gave up the house, the dog, the car, the closet. Right, some people done cut their hair. I don't got nothing. It's like, and you want me to surrender what? You want me to
What
surrender
else?
more? And spirit's like, I want you. I want your heart. I want you to surrender, right? Those worries, those concerns, that anxiety, heavy on the anxiety, right? Heavy on the anxiety, apparently, right? Surrender everything.
Everything. Everything. He wants us to surrender everything, and especially that fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. We ain't even seen what was coming for us yet, and we already fearing the inevitable.
Oh, that word came up earlier. I gotta pull that. I'm gonna find just to show you because it came up twice today. That word inevitable. It's the fraud card. It came up twice, and I feel like it's relevant. Where is that card? Because that word, you don't hear that word often.
No, you
Inevitable.
don't. I don't even use that word.
Me neither.
That was straight spirit on that one, because I don't even use that word.
You know, the last couple of days when I was doing them live readings, spirit was dropping words that I don't fucking use. Like for every goddamn zodiac sign. I'm like, I've never, like, I know these words. I use these words, like, I know the definition.
Did y'all just
of these
hear
words.
that? Did y'all just hear that?
I heard something, but what was it?
A knock on the door. I have a glass door and then the regular door. And every time when it's like when I'm about to get off live, that door knocks.
Really? That's so funny. Who's not spirit? That spirit knocking. Hey, you gonna let us in? You gonna let me in? Adapt and survive by accepting the inevitable and seizing potential. By accepting the inevitable, right? The inevitable is right shit that's out of our control a lot of times, right? We think we're trying to force this, plan this, do this, get this done, and the inevitable spirit be like, yeah, okay, right. I always think of the song by Drake, God's Plan, when like this concept comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Because right, you have these plans and spirits like, right, I got greater plans, right? It might not look like anything's moving right now, right? You in the dark. I told you, surrender. I told you, give it all up. And you asking me how long I'm gonna be sitting here in this void. And spirit is like, accept the inevitable. So this card came up all day today. So because that word came right, I never hear anybody really use that word ever. And so I was like, well, that's significant because it came up twice today.
So that's the third time. And we got 3 people in chat.
And 3 is my favorite number. It is my favorite number.
I don't know what else to say on that note. I think we're going to close it out.
I think so.
Okay. So everybody go ahead and take a deep breath in. And when you let it out with a sound of ah. Ready? Go. Ah. Thank you, God, for allowing us to have this time. Thank you for this chat. It was well needed. Thank you for the guidance that came in. Thank you for all of the cards and all of the messages that came through for us today. I'm just saying thank you. And it's time for us to surrender, and we understand. And when we give it up to you, we know that you will always see us through and make us what you want us to be. And you will show us our prosperity in steps. It's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. And we understand this. So we are taking it with grace, and we're showing ourselves compassion, and we're showing the world that we are lights for your glory. Amen. Ashe. Namaste. Ashe. So it is, and Amen. So it will be.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks to Spirit, the Most High. Thanks to June for leading this beautiful live. Thank you all for being in the chat and joining us and taking the time out. You know, you could be doing anything, be anywhere, but sharing space with us here. So y'all are appreciated.
And truly loved. Remember, you're the beloved ones.
Absolutely. I love that word, first of all. I don't know if I ever told you how much I love that word, beloved. Like, over the last couple of years, like, I always knew the word, but like for some reason, the last couple of years, I'm like, that word been hitting different, beloved. Like, it's just been hitting my spirit different. Like,
it really has. And it was funny because I went to a Black Expo about a month ago, and a man that was doing the ices, he started his own icy company. When I walked over, he was like, "How can I help you today, beloved?" And I was just like, "Oh, can I give you a hug?"
That is so interesting. I love that word. I really do. Beloved. It's something that, right, it's one thing to be, right, because it's a combination, right? You look at it, be loved. It's literally be loved. And it's one thing people are like, oh, how you doing, my love? How you doing, my love? It's like, beloved, like, I don't know. It's a frequency, I guess. Certainly it's just a frequency. That there is a certain frequency with that word that hits me a different way.
Yes.
And I
totally
just
understand that.
It makes me so warm inside.
That's why I was like, I need to give him a hug. And he did. He gave me a big old bear hug like my daddy would. I was like, oh, he got them daddy hugs.
Yeah, I love a good hug. I love when people can give a good hug. It says a lot.
It says a lot. It does.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm giving y'all big hugs. Big hugs. I love y'all. And we will chat soon. Thank you for being here with Delectable 77. I am Naomi's Light, your host, and I love y'all.
Bye.
And I'm out.